grasping victory from the jaws of defeat. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and on this Monday morning, most of us in the media-ish realm were mildly happy to find out that, to none of our surprises, Elizabeth Warren is less than 1% Native American, as she is somewhere between 164th and 1024th Native American, which genetically is probably even less indigenous than the national average of people who are classified as white. And yet, of course, despite the fact that anybody that's at all connected to the thought-based world in any way would think to themselves that this proves that Elizabeth Warren is about as white as she looks, apparently, Elizabeth Warren has no concern with that pesky thing called reality, and neither does Vox, CNN, and all of the other usual suspects. No. According to the corporate leftist sphere, Donald Trump is now supposed to pay up on his informal bet that she isn't actually Native American, because although she's even less Native American than the average girl at your high school named Cassandra, there's a 1/10 of a drop rule when it comes to Wokahontas, and apparently she wants the money donated to some indigenous women's charity or something, and then people think that she's going to run in 2020. She probably will, okay. Oddly, I made a video that was vaguely about this very topic right after the 2016 election regarding sore losers, but at that moment in time, I was merely in my prophet of queens mode and just sort of abstractly was naming patterns I had casually observed socially, while not having too many great examples, certainly in media or politics. But of course, now there's been quite a few more. Lindy West is always a never-ending source of amusement for me.
On election night, I collapsed on my husband and screaming, "Oh my God, they're going to kill us all. We're all going to die. Oh my God, they're going to kill us." Which makes me sound maybe a little bit
You probably won't be the only person reacting that way, even not just in America, but even here.
I mean, it was very sincere. And they're trying to kill us all. I was right, again.
Now, granted, that interview was had about a year and a half ago, and maybe Lindy has something else to say now, but we wouldn't know because she quit Twitter probably to erase her bigoted history there, and almost nobody actually cares what she had to say enough to interview her, as she writes op-eds for outlets like the New York Times. Sucks to be her. Still, I strongly have a feeling that Lindy will never apologize for saying such wacky things, and she undoubtedly still grasps for straws in order to justify the actions of the Democratic Party, because, of course, she's written not just for the New York Times and The Guardian, but also feminist publications posing as men's publications like GQ, and even the vile feminist rag Jezebel. Truthfully, justifying the sentiments of the Democratic Party to Lindy is truly justifying the roof over her head and the extra slice of cheesecake that she buys with seemingly every meal. But of course, this behavior isn't just confined to politicians or people working in corporate media like Lindy West. It's all over social media, like these people bragging that Trump needs to pay up to Elizabeth Warren on the bet that she lost. And it's truthfully hard to tell if they believe what they are saying, as it's not like Vox actually explained just how not Cherokee Elizabeth Warren truly is, because why would they? No. Ever since before the election even happened, prophet of queens over here, Mr. Wacky Gay Guy over here on my silly little channel, I was trying to explain to anybody listening that it's literally actually pathological with these people. I explained their exact cognition to the best of my abilities in this video that I'm showing here, and watching it now is like a blueprint for how these people act to this day. And I made that video like 2 years ago. Part of me wants to believe that all of them know that they are lying, because when you hear Lindy West speak, you kind of know that she knows that she's wrong, which is why she made a twisted joke out of it.
They're trying to kill us all. I was right, again.
But obviously not all of them know that they're lying like she does, because the dramatic majority of people living day to day don't sit around watching full interviews, videos from independent content creators, or even actually reading blogs, let alone fact-checking them. I truly think that the majority of people on the left who want to be involved in politics simply read headlines, or worse, look at places like itsgoingdown.org to get their news. And why do I think that? Because it can't be the case that every white middle-class kid willing to cover their faces and commit acts of domestic terror happen to be getting a cut of money given to activist organizations so that they can attack innocent people and hurl racist insults at them. No, I truly do believe that many of these people must actually believe what they are saying when they do things like this, simply because they've been carefully shielded from learning the truth about essentially anything.
Just shut up.
Fucking Uncle Tom piece of shit.
What you got to say, dude?
Hear me.
I ain't afraid of your mask, I'm going to tell you right now, but you ain't got to talk to me like that in my community. You understand that? You understand me? I'm not going to put up with your mask and your bullshit. I'm not hyped up. I'm not going to put up with your shit. You understand? You better stand there silent. Don't say another motherfucking word.
Sadly, I legitimately believe that the white guy in the reverse KKK robe is so thoroughly indoctrinated that he believes that all of America and capitalism in general is built on a foundation of white supremacist patriarchy, which means that racism is only a political struggle and not an interpersonal struggle, which gives him full permission to be racist right to a black guy's face. While he has a mask on, of course. Now, do Antifas watch conservative media where they interview black conservatives or actually have black hosts, or even centrist channels like Some Black Guy? Of course not. Antifa people probably haven't even heard of channels like that. And they don't really even have black friends, which is why they make fun of people for mentioning that they do have black friends after that person was accused of being racist. And they don't really do anything besides party and complain about stuff, while finding ways to organize on social media, usually on Facebook, probably within private groups, while they live with too many roommates, or maybe in their parents' basement. You see, I've known these people for over 2 decades, and they are awful. They are angry because they think that life is unfair for them, which isn't entirely untrue because they are white and foolish enough to hang out in a blue pill environment that probably encouraged them to take out student loans that they'll never pay off, and also tells them that they are privileged. While they have door after door closed in their face, often because of the color of their skin or for their male gender. But of course, they have no idea how to solve any of their problems at all whatsoever, which granted isn't an easy feat by any means, because it never is for anybody. So instead, they decide to start threatening to fight the Proud Boys in New York City. And then when the Proud Boys say, "We ain't afraid of you," and they end up fighting them, the news media snatches a victory from the jaws of defeat, claiming that this is somehow proof that the Proud Boys are instigating violence. As if a year and a half of relentless Antifa violence didn't happen. And then, of course, this video surfaced from the NYPD coming from a surveillance camera on an apartment, because literally everything that happens in Manhattan is recorded and has been for over a decade, and it proves that Antifa started it. Look at the guy throw things. They always start it. But of course, well, don't expect any of it to end anytime soon. As I said, it's pathological. That's why these people are now being called non-playable characters, because they act like computer algorithms. There's people out there who simply cannot see things. It's not that they turn a blind eye. It's not that they lie about what they've seen. It's that there are people out there that are so messed in the head and who hate the real world so much that they want to blame everything bad on America at large. This pathology from them comes from the fear and hatred of almost everything around them, minus maybe their friends. Wait, no, they also kind of hate their friends. And some of the people that they interact with at punk rock shows or whatever. However, when they ride public transportation, all they see in their twisted little head are signs of evil. When they go to class at university and see normal people, they see people infected with a sickness. They want to be able to name that sickness, but they can't for a long period of their lives because it's obviously nothing uniform. So when somebody tells them to read the book The People's History of the United States, which claims that this sickness is European colonialism and capitalism, they finally have a name for the sickness they thought they saw in the faces of normal people. And that's how they become this way. That's what leads to white kids attacking Proud Boys in the streets and saying that the Proud Boys started it. That's what leads to white kids calling black guys Uncle Toms and then believing that the black guy is the racist. That's what leads to Lindy West maintaining that she was right about Trump planning to kill us all when he obviously isn't. And that's why Elizabeth Warren thought it was a good idea to tell people that she won the bet that she clearly lost. Because she knows perfectly well that her followers don't live in reality anyway. And that's why I now think that she's the same type of evil as Clinton. Though, maybe without the body count surrounding her.